So I'm Dr. Rita McGuire. I'm the Chief Medical Officer here at Wakanna, one of the co-founders, but more importantly, I'm a mom of 3 amazing adult children. Yay! They are adults, and this Lunch and Learn is really to empower, to educate you, to help you get past the negative stigma about this plant. And so, of course, my 3 children are really excited because I finally understand all of the medicinal properties that they were telling me about when they were young teenagers about this plant that I never believed. And one is really helping to assist symptoms due to anxiety, right? A lot of our youngsters are under a lot of anxiety. At least that's the reason they give us why they use cannabis. But my oldest is Jacob, he's 29, he's in the middle there. My middle child is Joshua, 24, and my baby girl, Hannah, is 22, and I am a proud mom of 3 college graduates, so they are no longer my liability. And so I am an obstetrician gynecologist. I am a physician of 30 years in the practice. I can't even believe it, but yes, I am still practicing medicine, still doing C-sections and hysterectomies, transitioned my gynae portion to more cosmetic surgery, doing liposuctions and tummy tucks, but have been an advocate for the cannabis plant for the last 3 years. In fact, the governor of Illinois asked me to testify for the legalization and taxation of adult use, which is Illinois is the 11th state to be issued the recreational marijuana law. So I'm here testifying, letting the Judiciary Committee know that yes, there are hundreds and hundreds of medicinal benefits that the cannabis plant offers. So I am a physician that went from reading all of these publications that our college has for us to read to stay up to date in our field, to now reading these publications in which cannabis truly is mainstream. From Time Magazine all the way to Women in Weed, you can find all of this information. Can you believe it? At CVS, at Walgreens, we're seeing cannabis being mainstreamed everywhere. But who we have to thank about this cannabis being so mainstream is really Dr. Sanjay Gupta. He was adamantly opposed to the use of cannabis medicinally. It was in 2013 when he came out and made a public apology. And you know what he said? He said, we have been systematically misled. We didn't dig, well, I didn't dig, is what he said. I didn't dig deep enough and far enough into the research and data that there is about this plant. In fact, Israel is the place that has been doing cannabis research on humans since the 1960s, since THC was discovered. And we're going to talk about more about THC and CBD and the plant itself. So it was Dr. Sanjay Gupta who met a little girl by the name of Charlotte Fiji. This little girl had between 300 and 500 seizures a week. Can you imagine that? She has something called Dravet syndrome. And unfortunately, Charlotte Fiji just passed away 2 months ago due to complications from the COVID-19. But this was a little girl whose parents tried everything. Her parents tried every anti-seizure medication. They tried different therapies. They were almost about to have her undergo surgery to remove the area in the brain that was causing so many seizures. But it wasn't until her parents introduced her to CBD, this little girl by the name of Charlotte Fiji went from having 300 seizures to 3 seizures. So that's why the brand Charlotte's Web was so popular back in 2013, because they named the strain after her, Charlotte's Web. So now cannabis is mainstream, and it's really time for each and every one of you to understand how this plant gives us so many medicinal benefits without the high, so that we can move past this negative stigma. So the solution has always been in the ground. In fact, you can find a lot of Bible verses that talk about this herb, this healing herb, this plant that was given to us. In fact, in several parts of the Bible, it's mentioned or referenced to as cannabis. So you'll find that even in the Bible, from Genesis all the way to Revelations, where this is a healing herb that God truly has given to us. So let's look at the anatomy of the plant. And I think it's important to look at the anatomy so that you can understand exactly where these oils are extracted from. So in the cannabis plant, there are leaves. They're fan leaves and small sugar leaves. The fan leaves are the bigger leaves. They're not really widely recognized. They don't have a lot of potency, and they're generally not used when we're extracting and making oils. It's really the small sugar leaves, these little tiny leaves that are close to the flower and the bud of the plant, that is more potent. These are parts that are used for extraction, so getting the CBD oil out, etc. The stems are not very potent either. The stems are basically used for more industrial uses, like for clothes or textiles or paints, etc. And then the flower and the bud. This is the most potent part, this area here of the plant. The flower and the bud is used for smoking, vaping, and extractions. And then one of my favorite parts of the plant are the trichomes. Now the trichomes I had to blow up because they're very, very small areas by the flower and buds, but the trichomes produce something called terpenes. And if you've ever smelled a cannabis plant, or if you're on the line and you're on our products, terpenes are what gives the plant its aroma. It gives us that woody, piney, skunky, musty sort of smell, right? A very distinct smell that this plant has. That's really the terpenes. Some people are like, oh, I can smell the THC, but they're wrong. Those are terpenes. That is what gives the plant its aroma, and terpenes have medicinal benefits. In fact, alpha pinene, one of the major terpenes that the plant produces, is very, very instrumental in assisting with symptoms due to asthma, pain, ulcers, anxiety, and even cancer. So alpha pinene is found also in pine needles, in rosemary, and basil, parsley, and dill. These are some of the common herbs we have in our kitchen, but alpha pinene is one of the many terpenes that have help give the plant its medicinal benefits and properties to our body. When we think about the cannabis plant during slavery, you know, cannabis was cultivated, cared for, and harvested by slaves. In fact, the largest American hemp industry was in Kentucky. In fact, Kentucky, hemp was really built on the forced labor of West African slaves who grew hemp seeds that their Virginian slave masters brought over. So Kentucky became the biggest producer of hemp. It also was the largest slave population in the nation, and it stayed that way for a century until the Civil War caused a decline in the demand of cannabis and hemp and the plant itself. So just a little information about the root of this negative stigma. You know, the root of the negative stigma still occurs today. We refer to this plant as dope or reefer or marijuana. It has been centered around certain cultures like the African American, Caribbean. Even marijuana comes from the Mexican Spanish slang and giving and emphasizing the Mexicanness of the drug. Before 1960, weed or cannabis was very much considered a drug for colored people. You know, the racist fears, the stereotypes that really were starting in the 1930s by Harry Anslinger was the person who actually put high taxation on marijuana. In fact, the Marijuana Tax Act in 1937 didn't make marijuana or cannabis illegal. it really forced physicians and patients who wanted to use cannabis-based medicine to really be unaffordable. The taxation was so high. In fact, companies like Eli Lilly and Park Davis and Pfizer, they all made cannabis-based medicine for over 60 years prior to prohibition. And so what led really the war on drugs, what led cannabis to be a Schedule I drug, an illegal drug, was in the 1970s by President Nixon and his full force of instituting the DEA, the Drug Administration Association, and the illegal use of cannabis in the 1970s. So let's look at the difference between, and it's so funny because the CEO calls me every day around this time, and when that happens, it causes my slides to go haywire. So sorry about that. Let me bring that up again. So let's talk about the difference between marijuana and hemp. You know, a lot of us want to know, is there a side to the plant that gives me the health benefits without the high? And the answer is yes. So when we look at the plant, cannabis, it's the family, right? And the family of the plant has two species. One species is marijuana. Many of us have heard about marijuana. It's a species of the plant that gives us the high. It gives us the euphoria. It gives us the paranoia if we take too much, right? And then there's another species. It's called hemp. Hemp has been used again as marijuana, as the whole plant. This plant has been used since 2737 BC for medicinal purposes. But it's the hemp side of the plant that gives us the health without the high. In fact, both species, both marijuana and hemp, contain two very well-known compounds. One is THC. That's the part of the plant that gives us the high, the euphoria. And then there's CBD, or cannabidiol. That's a non-psychoactive part of the plant. That's a part of the plant that gives us the health benefits. So even though marijuana contains THC and CBD, and even though hemp contains THC and CBD, it's the amount of THC in marijuana, which is very high, that causes the high that we get. So marijuana has very high levels of THC and trace amounts of CBD, and hemp is the reverse. Hemp has very high levels of CBD and trace amounts of THC. In fact, hemp is defined as containing less than 0.3% of THC. So now you have it. Now you know that cannabis has a side to it, the hemp species, that gives us the health benefits without giving us the high. And so today we're going to talk about CBD, cannabidiol, that comes from hemp, which contains trace amounts of THC. So again, CBD is the second most common compound found in different strains of the cannabis plant. It is unlike THC. I can't stress this enough. THC gives you the mind-altering effects, the euphoria, the paranoia, and it's the CBD that gives us the calmness, that addresses symptoms due to arthritis, anxiety, depression. And it does all that without giving us the high. In fact, I've been using CBD in my practice for the last 3 years in conjunction with traditional pharmaceutical medicine. You may ask, why would I do that? Well, patients are looking for alternatives to their health. Patients are sick and tired of being sick, and they're sick and tired of the side effects that many medications happen when we give multiple medications. So we're giving a medication to lower your cholesterol. 3 months later, we've got to give you another medication to lower your pain that is caused in your joints from the medication to lower your cholesterol. So it's just a vicious cycle that after time, you look up and your patient's on 7, 8, 9, 10 medications for one condition that you were trying to address, which could be their cholesterol level. So what makes CBD that's extracted from the hemp species legal? Well, the 2018 Farm Bill. It makes hemp no longer a controlled substance drug. In fact, hemp, which was bundled with marijuana for over 80 years, was deemed a Schedule I drug. A Schedule I drug is a drug that has absolutely no medicinal benefits. It has a high addictive potential, and it has severe safety concerns. So a Schedule I drug are drugs like cocaine, LSD, heroin. So no longer is CBD derived from hemp a Schedule I drug. So it's a drug, it's a plant, excuse me, it's not a drug. We can't talk about it as a drug, but it is a plant that is now on a federal level allowed to be cultivated, grown, imported, and sold in most United States of, I'm sorry. We have to change this, right? It is accepted on a federal level in all 50 states. There's a couple of states like South Dakota, North Dakota, and Idaho, where the governors haven't quite gotten the memo, but on a federal level, it is legal to consume, cultivate, and to be sold in all 50 states. So I'm sorry about my sound here. Let's see if we can turn it off. So what's really interesting is that since 2018, we have institutions like UC San Diego that are finally able to do studies as it relates to CBD in humans. In fact, what are some of the studies that are currently occurring and going on? Well, the treatment of early psychosis with CBD, the therapeutic response of CBD in rheumatoid arthritis, CBD in the management of insomnia in adults, CBD used to treat alcohol dependency, CBD's role in anorexia nervosa, CBD's role in multiple sclerosis. They're doing CBD studies with autism in children and ADHD. So many studies now that you're able to find that are ongoing with humans. There are also 20,000 peer review articles that you can find right now today by using your favorite search engine and Googling those studies. Now, a lot of those studies are done on rats and piglets. They're anecdotal studies, but absolutely those human studies that you want to take back the last century are done out of Israel. And now we're finding more new studies here in the United States. So you may ask, how does CBD work in the body, right? Some of the medicinal benefits that we see by studies and data is that CBD can help relieve pain. It can help relieve anxiety, right? That's probably one of the top two things many of us are dealing with. The anxiety, the stress of this pandemic, of social unrest. You know, we may have physical pain due to prior trauma or medical conditions. CBD reduces inflammation. It relieves psychosis. It stimulates the appetite in those who may be HIV positive, age wasting, or even those who may be undergoing chemotherapy. There's studies that show it reduces nausea and vomiting. It reduces seizures and convulsions. We talked about Charlotte, Fiji. It helps to prevent the nervous system degeneration. That means that neurodegenerative conditions are conditions that include Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, dementia, even stroke victims. It helps to regenerate those damaged nerves. It also suppresses muscle spasms in those who may have multiple sclerosis or restless leg syndrome. Studies have shown that CBD can manage blood sugar, can treat skin disorders like psoriasis, eczema, acne. It also inhibits cancer cell growth. That means it inhibits cells from metastasizing. It can reduce the risk of arterial blockage. Those folks who have high cholesterol, have coronary artery disease, CBD has been shown to reduce the blockage of arteries. It also increases bone growth. It's been shown to kill or slow bacterial growth. You may ask, Dr. Rita, how can CBD do all of that? When I heard about CBD and found out the medicinal properties and benefits, I was like, it sounds like a snake oil. It sounds like a magical potion. How could some compound, one compound, do so much? And then there's real science on how it does so much. And that science is through the endocannabinoid system. We all have an endocannabinoid system. If you have a spinal cord, you have an endocannabinoid system. And this system is the most vital regulatory system in our body. In fact, this system regulates and modulates balance, what we call homeostasis. Whenever our body is out of balance, that's when disease occurs. So this whole role of this system is to have receptors all over our body that are looking for specific cannabinoids that our body produces, that the plant makes, to bind to these receptors to put our body in balance, to bind to a receptor that's in our brain that says, Dr. Rita is very anxious right now. She needs to bring it down. Or it may be pain. You know, that right knee is inflamed and in pain. It puts the body in balance when those receptors are met to send a message to the knee to reduce the pain control. And it happens through CB1 and CB2 receptors, not only found in our brain, our central nervous system, and our immune system, and our periphery, but throughout our entire body, our heart, our lungs, our liver, our kidney, our eyes, our teeth, even our skin, our bowel, are all looking for cannabis-based products to put our body back in balance. And so even though you may say, it's from the cannabis plant, I don't want anything to do with cannabis. You know what? Our body produces the same chemical that the cannabis plant makes. Our body produces something called endogenous cannabinoids or endocannabinoids that act and work very much like THC and CBD. In fact, anandamide, which is found in breast milk, is analogous to THC. It's a part of the compound our bodies produce that gives us joy, that gives us bliss, that makes us feel happy. That's how THC makes us feel, right? And then there's another compound our body produces, it's 2-AG. It controls pain. It controls and modulates the immune system, the circulatory system, our blood pressure, our heart rate, our seizure suppression. It's also another compound that our body produces that's also found in breast milk. So if any of you were breastfed, or if you know anyone that is breastfeeding, you can let them know, hey, you're giving your baby the healthiest endogenous cannabinoid that the body produces, anandamide and 2-AG. So there is pain, and pain affects 100 million people in America. And the number one reason people seek to use CBD is for pain. So instead of using acetaminophen or Tylenol, or instead of using Motrin, Aleve, ibuprofen, or Advil, which can long-term kill your kidneys or your liver, a holistic, natural, organic approach to address inflammation and pain in our body is CBD. We also see that dentists, yes, dentists, really are coming on the bandwagon because they understand that CBD not only is anti-inflammatory, but it helps to relieve our anxiousness. You know, there's a lot of fear and anxiety before we go to the dentist. It helps to improve our sleep. It helps to relieve pain. It minimizes the GI upset because many times, your doctor may give you Tylenol #3 for a toothache, or they may recommend you take Motrin. All of those medications can give you an upset stomach. And it's also been shown in literature that CBD, because of its anti-inflammatory and its properties against bacteria, can address periodontal disease as well. We also know that estheticians, massage therapists, it's mainstream. They're all using CBD. Why? Because of its anti-inflammatory properties, and they understand the endocannabinoid system, right? They understand that there are receptors in the skin that are looking for CBD to put the skin back in balance, to help to relieve wrinkles. Because the aging skin, when we get older, the aging skin, those wrinkles are due to inflammation. You reduce inflammation, you have clear, healthier skin. So we know that long-term use of CBD is another concern. Folks always ask me, is it safe to take CBD long-term? So far, the human studies have shown not only is it safe and effective, but dosing as high as 1,500 milligrams a day are well tolerated. Now, I've not met many folks that need 1,500 milligrams of CBD a day. That's a lot of CBD, but studies have shown it is safe and effective even at those high dosings. So we're going to get into our products. The FDA has not approved any of these statements. The FDA has only approved one CBD medication. It's called Epidolax, and it's for the seizures of those children who have Dravet syndrome, like the little girl by the name of Charlotte Fiji. So if you're pregnant, if you're nursing, if you're on any medication, please consult your physician prior to taking any cannabis products. 60 to 70% of American physicians know nothing about CBD. They know very little about cannabis. I was in the same place 3 years ago. I had never heard of CBD. So that's why these lunch and learns are so important. If you're on the line, you can get the recording. You can share this with your physician, because quite honestly, patients are looking for alternatives to their health. They're looking for a holistic, organic way to address their health so that they can decrease the amount of medications they're on, or maybe eliminate some of the medications they're on. So let's talk a little bit about Wakanna. We are much more than a CBD company. I'm telling you, we truly are a movement. I want to tell you a little bit about our story, our co-founders, before we get into our product line. But all four of us believe that the key to freedom is business ownership, and we have a mission and a vision. Our whole vision when we launched Wakanna last year on April 20th of 2019 was to really end the negative stigma so that our communities could take back their health and wealth through this plant. By understanding there's a part of this plant that doesn't get you high, there's a part called hemp that gives you the health benefits without the high. And we also have a mission to really be a catalyst. You may be on the line during this lunch and learn, and you're learning more about the hemp side of the cannabis plant, but you may want to figure out, well, where do I fit in this industry? Where do I fit? How can I use my talents? How can I become involved, either as a formulator, maybe as an investor, or maybe just as a customer? I just want to feel better. I want my quality of life to be improved through these products. So our CEO, I want you to meet. Her name, she's on the far left, is Melissa Boston. She brings to us over 29 years of experience in direct sales, over 15, 16 years in corporate America. In fact, she fired her boss at the age of 32 and a half years old. Since then, she's built businesses in over 40 countries. She's trained over 50,000 distributors, and she truly is the visionary behind Wakanna. I'm next here, Dr. Rita McGuire. I'm the Chief Medical Officer. I bring to you over 30 years of experience as an obstetrician gynecologist. Our president, which is Dr. Patricia Van Pelt, is a state senator here, serving her third term as a state senator here in Illinois. She's a businesswoman. She's an evangelist. And then our chief sales officer, Phyllis Nash, she's on the far right. She brings to us over 30 years of experience, not only in the real estate industry, but the restaurant, the liquor industry, and all four of us have been working in this industry, in the cannabis industry, for the last 3 years. So we are considered pioneers and experts in this space. So our product line, we offer our power products. Our power products are on the left, and those are products that we call full spectrum products. Those are products that contain the legal limit of THC, which is 0.3. All of our products are organic. All of our products are also sourced from hemp, and all of our products are tested. We'll talk about the testing. And then our pure products on the right. Those are our broad spectrum products. Those are products for those who have random drug screens at their job. Our products that are broad spectrum contain less than 0.0% of THC. So if you have random drug screens at your job, it's the pure products you want to look at. When we talk about testing in the CBD industry, it is critical. Every product that we offer a certificate of analysis. The certificate of analysis is a third-party validation that ensures that our products are free from mold, mildew, heavy metals, and pesticides. Also, the certificate of analysis ensures the potency. So when we say there's 500 milligrams in that bottle, there are 500 milligrams of CBD in that bottle. It also ensures that our power products have the legal limit of THC, right? 0.3% or less of THC. And why this is critical that you lock arms with the company that tests their products, because when you go out to the gas station or the smoke shop or the video store and buy CBD, you don't know what's in the bottle. You don't know what you're taking. You don't know if it's Farm Bill compliant, if it has the legal limit of THC. You just don't know. So certificates of analysis, testing is critical. So let's talk about our tinctures. Tinctures are oils that you put underneath the tongue. You hold it there for 60 seconds so those glands underneath the tongue can be absorbed in the bloodstream. And our very first product on the far left is our most potent tincture. That is our 750 milligram tincture in a 15 ml bottle. We call it our Hemp MD. It is for those who have more serious sort of challenges in life that they want to address in a holistic, organic, natural way with CBD. 3 drops in the morning, 3 drops in the evening is the best starting dose for those who are using CBD. Why? You don't need that much CBD to put the body back in balance for most people, and starting low and starting slow will give you a great way to start the product and not have any minor side effects. The second product is our Hempranium 500. It also is a tincture, but it has a proprietary formulation where we've enhanced our CBD with black seed, turmeric, and peppermint. We've enhanced the CBD benefits of being an anti-inflammatory, being a powerful antioxidant, and we've used certified essential oils to help increase those benefits. Again, 3 drops in the morning, 3 drops in the evening. This is a great tincture for those who have more moderate conditions they want, or mild conditions they want to address. And then we have a tincture for those who have random drug screens at their job. It's our pure nano hempranium. It's 300 milligrams in a 15 ml bottle. It also has the proprietary formulation of black seed, turmeric, and peppermint, but it has a special delivery system, very unique, again, to our product. It's called nanotechnology. And nanotechnology just means that the delivery of the CBD is more effective. In fact, it's 98.7% available to the cells. Why? Because nanotechnology makes the molecule more water soluble, it makes it smaller, so it can easily get into the cells at a 98.7% bioavailability. And then we have our topical products. Our topical products are a great product to offer local relief to the area of discomfort. Now, all three of these products are power. Remember, power means it contains the legal limit of THC. Power means it's a full spectrum product. But what you should understand about topicals is that they don't pass the blood-brain barrier. They don't get into the bloodstream to get into the urine. So if you're on the line, you need a topical. Our power topicals are safe if you have random drug screens. So our first topical on the left is in oil form. It's a topical oil. It's called Power Liquid Relief or Dr. Rita's Rub. It contains 200 milligrams of CBD along with 19 organic essential oils in that entire body. So instead of using that Bengay or that hot and icy or even Motrin or Aleve or Tylenol for that discomfort, you can easily place the topical in the area that you're looking for comfort and relief. And then our top cream at the top there, our topical cream is 200 milligrams of CBD in a cream form. It offers local relief as well. It contains 8 essential organic oils along and enhances the CBD. And then our 500 milligram topical CBD. It also includes 6 essential oil certified USDA certified essential oils that help to enhance the anti-inflammatory relief that we're needing for those sore areas, muscles, and joints. Now, I use the Dr. Rita's Rub to help me through my workout. So before my workout, I will apply the Dr. Rita's Rub on my left shoulder, right knee, and lower back. Those are my problem areas, so that when I'm working out, it doesn't cause me discomfort. I also use it at night. So before I go to sleep, I'll apply it as well so that I'm not awakened in the middle of the night. So we have something for everyone, be it mild, moderate, or severe, to offer local relief. And then our gummies. Oh my goodness, our gummies are a product that I use every single night to help me sleep. So yes, I do combine the products. I use the tinctures twice a day. I use the topicals when needed 2 to 3 times a day. And then I take a gummy at night. Why do I take all 3? Well, the synergy of all 3 allows for CBD to be in my system for the entire day. Each gummy on the left, our power gummy, is 25 milligrams of CBD. All of our gummies are vegan, non-GMO. All of our gummies are infused. Again, a very unique part of Wakanna's gummies. Infused gummies mean that the CBD is throughout the entire gummy, so it's more effective, it's more potent. We have a 20-count bottle there, or we have a 4-count package in the power. On the right are our broad spectrum, our pure gummies for those who have random drug screens. Each one of those gummies is 20 milligrams of CBD. It comes in a 25-count pack or a 5-count package. Either way, these are a great use and tool, not only to help you sleep, but to address the same conditions that we talked about earlier that CBD can benefit. From anxiety to pain to inflammation and even libido. Yes, I said it, libido. Because there are receptors in our reproductive organs and glands, vagina, penis, testicles, ovaries, uterus, then these gummies also can assist with those who are having dysfunctions, not only in their libido, but maybe dysfunctions in their vaginal lubrication and also erectile dysfunction. And then we have our fast-acting products. These are our CBD joints and our CBD cartridges. CBD joints are a great product for those who have issues that they want to address acutely. Within 1 to 5 minutes of 1 to 3 pulls on any of these fast-acting products, CBD can get into your system. You may say, well, isn't smoking unhealthy? Didn't we hear that folks were dying from smoking cartridges? Well, you are right. They were not Wakanna CBD products, but what the FDA found in those folks who unfortunately passed away from the cartridges and the e-cigarettes were that they were black market products. That's why it's key to have products that are tested and you know where they are sourced from. Those cartridges that the FDA that they sampled had rat poison in them, they had fentanyl in them, and they also had something called vitamin E. They use vitamin E as a filler, and when you vape or heat vitamin E, it becomes very toxic to the lungs. So unfortunately, that is the reason that those folks passed away last year with all of the e-cigarettes and cartridges. Our products contain organic cannabis sativa L. We use hemp seed oil and MCT coconut oil as our base oil to help the CBD and the other cannabinoids get into the system. And of course, our pre-rolls is a fresh flower. Also, again, these are products that can even work for those folks that you know and love that still smoke cigarettes. I can't believe the number of people that still smoke cigarettes. Each time they have that urge to smoke a cigarette, you can help and assist them by getting one of those pre-rolls or cartridges to them, because CBD, again, the endocannabinoid system, here it comes again, has receptors in the brain that can block the reward center, can block the cravings of those who want nicotine, can even block the withdrawal symptoms that folks have as they're coming off of not only nicotine, but alcohol, heroin, and even marijuana. Studies have shown that CBD can help. And then we have a whole CBD culinary line for those who love the kitchen. They love to use spices. We have garlic fire, we have Flavor King, we have chili lime, all infused with 200 milligrams of CBD. I told the story, as I do every week. I thought I had Flavor King, putting it on my boiled eggs. I accidentally had chili lime. I'm like, oh, this is gonna taste disgusting. It took those boiled eggs to the next level. Next time you boil your eggs, please use that chili lime. It is amazing. Then we have a Power Water Soluble. Our water soluble product is a great product that I infuse and put in my tea. I put it in my water, my smoothies, my food. It's a product that you don't have to hold underneath your tongue for 30 seconds. It's a great, great product for not only those who are on the go, but maybe that grandma or grandpa who have dementia and they can't cognitively figure out or hold an oil underneath the tongue. And then we have a product you can cook and bake with, our Culinary Plus. Again, these are all power products. So if you have drug screens at your job, you won't be able to use these because they do have the legal limit of THC. But when you bake and cook with our CBD Culinary Plus, it's a great way to get that in those brownies and cookies. Hopefully it's not often that you're baking, maybe you're cooking more with it. As well as we have a CBD culinary oil that is enhanced with grapeseed oil. It's 1,500 milligrams of CBD in that entire bottle. I love marinating my fish. I put it in salad dressings. I put it on everything that I'm cooking in the kitchen. So that's our whole culinary line. And so you can join us and be a Wakanna chef or Wakanna bud tender. We have a lot of great fun recipes and we have a lot of fun with our products. And then the defense packages. Well, we understand that we can't make any claims about treating or mitigating the COVID-19 virus. But what I can say is that you want to build your host. You want to build your immune system to be the strongest it can when it faces the COVID-19 virus. Last Wednesday night, I tested positive for the COVID-19 virus. I've not had any symptoms. I've not had any fever. I've not had anything. I'm perfectly fine. And I attribute that to the fact that I take care of my body. I eat well. I eat clean. I work out every day and have these amazing products have been in my body for the last 3 years. So making sure if ever there was a time, the time is now to get your immune system to be the healthiest it can be. Because I always say we cannot control this virus, but we can control our host. So we have essential defense, we have first defense. These are products that are essential oils, as well as our first defense is a nasal product that has CBD in it, along 500 milligrams of CBD, along with USDA certified essential oils to help protect our immune system. So we have an opportunity for you to purchase these amazing products in packages. We understand when you buy them in packages, we can offer you a saving. So on 7/10, we celebrated National Oil Day and Dab Day. We developed packages that are going to be available for you till the end of the month, which will give you huge savings over $120. Our Power Essentials comes with our power products, a combination of tinctures and gummies and water solubles and pre-rolls. And our Topicals, our Pure Essential, will come with those pure products for those who have random drug screens. Our tinctures, our hair products, our topical pain relief cream. Remember, topicals do not pass the blood-brain barrier, so the topicals can be used if you have random drug screens. And then our variety pack. It's a variety of power and pure products, gummies, and our power water soluble, our extreme relief. Just a great way to try our products, use our products, and have a savings. Even the defense pack, coming with our essential oils, our eucalyptus, our peppermint, our tea tree, our black seed, our essential defense, our first defense, our immune defense tea, all of the products that you'll need to really build your host to be the strongest host. So at the end of the presentation, there's typically 3 types of people. I am going to take questions, but person number 1 is someone who wants to be a customer. They want to come in, they want to buy one of those packages because they can see there's a huge savings. Number 2 is, some of you out here may still have questions. I'm going to open up the line for questions. And then number 3, you're a person that is interested not only in the products, but also in the opportunity to earn extra money, to have a additional stream of income. And for those folks, you're going to stay on the line after we take questions if you're interested, and I will go over our compensation plan here at Wakanna. So if there's any questions, you can unmute yourself, or you can type the question right in the chat box if you have questions about CBD, questions about hemp, questions about our products, and simply unmute yourself. Let's see if there's any questions in the chat box. And if you want to unmute yourself and you want to share a testimony with how the products are working for you, you can also do that to allow our guests to hear. I think it looks like there are mostly business partners on the line, but there may be a couple of guests. Not sure if Pat is a guest. Miss Brown is a guest. Hi, Dr. Rita. My customer wants to know how CBD works with COPD. So COPD is a chronic severe lung condition, and that condition is debilitating because it causes a lot of interference with your pulmonary lung system. So CBD can come in and help decrease inflammation in those who have COPD. When you look at chronic conditions, COPD, emphysema, obesity, diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, asthma, one thing that they all have in common is inflammation. So if you reduce inflammation by using CBD tinctures, I wouldn't recommend anyone with COPD, anyone with emphysema, anyone with asthma to use vape cartridges or smoking. I would recommend that you use a tincture, right? You don't need to stir up more inflammation in your lungs if you have a lung condition. So the Hempranium MD is a wonderful product for someone who has COPD. COPD is more of a serious, long-standing, long-term condition. 3 drops in the morning, 3 drops in the evening. and a gummy at night. So for COPD, that's where I would start, and I would shy away personally from using the pre-rolls or the cartridges in someone who has COPD, emphysema, any lung issue. We have other products that can address that inflammation without causing any inflammatory reaction in the lung already. How does CBD help with the symptoms of anxiety? Well, anxiety is a result of serotonin and dopamine. Those are two transmitters that our brain produces that regulate and modulate mood. So what CBD does, CBD attaches to the serotonin and dopamine receptors so that the body is able to release more dopamine and serotonin. So CBD comes in, it releases more serotonin, it releases more dopamine, and we have a better calmness, less anxiousness, less depression. Which products would help? Again, with anxiety, I would highly recommend the tinctures twice a day, highly recommend the gummy at night. So that's either our Power Hempranium 500 or our Pure Nano 300 tincture, and our Power Gummy or our Pure Gummy. Just depends if you have random drug screens at your job. Those would be the products. Lowering blood pressure, CBD is shown in studies. Lots of studies show that CBD is a vasorelaxant, meaning it helps to dilate the vessels. High blood pressure is constriction of the blood vessels, so it will be a vasorelaxant and help the blood to flow now evenly in the blood vessels. So when you take it, it's important if you're on medication, you continue to take your medication, but you also monitor your blood pressure. Because it's a vasorelaxant, it's going to improve your blood pressure. You want your doctor to know, hey, I want to start this CBD because I found out it is a vasorelaxant. It's a natural, holistic way of improving my blood pressure. It's a natural and holistic way that's going to help me possibly come off some of these medications. So making your doctor part of this plan is crucial. Take your medications as prescribed. 1 to 2 hours after taking your medication, you want to use the CBD. Hello, Dr. Rita. A friend, elderly mother, is recovering from a stroke. Which products may assist in her recovery, regaining strength to walk, and creating a more consistent sleep pattern? Same thing, Karen. Using the tincture twice a day and one gummy at night. There's a lot of studies that have shown that CBD helps to regenerate those damaged neurons or nerves in the brain that affect cognition, memory, affect muscle, their gait, their walking. And so studies have shown if you institute CBD early on after a person has had a stroke, their recovery tend to be quicker, faster, and the quality of life is improved. You know, we can never ever make claims. We can never say, you know, you take this CBD and, you know, you'll never have a stroke again, or you'll start walking tomorrow. We can't make those claims. But what we can say is that studies have shown that when CBD is instituted early on after having a stroke, that those people, their recovery is much quicker and faster than others. So there's a lot of literature out there, but absolutely using that gummy, using the tincture will not only help her sleep, but help with other symptoms that occurred because of the stroke. Is there a recommended mix of products that help treat fibromyalgia naturally? Same answer. Fibromyalgia, lupus, all of the other autoimmune diseases like scleroderma, Sjögren's, sarcoidosis, all have a degree of inflammatory processes that's going on. So using the topical, because in fibromyalgia there's a lot of joint pain and stiffness, combining that with the tincture along with the gummy at night to help them sleep. You know, fibromyalgia is one of the disease entities that we talked about 2 weeks ago in our clinical endocannabinoid deficiency. In fibromyalgia, migraines, and depression and anxiety and inflammatory bowel disease and Parkinson's, these are like the top 5 conditions where they found if you give those people cannabis based products that their symptoms improve. And they found that by testing the fact that in those people, the levels of anandamide and 2-AG, those natural endocannabinoids, were very low. And so when you supplemented them with exogenous cannabinoids like CBD, they got better because the endocannabinoid system is out of balance. It needs to be in balance at all times to reduce the possibility of disease occurring, inflammation, anxiety, sleep deprivation. So fibromyalgia is one of those that have been really studied in this CBD space. What products works with arthritis in the hands? All of our products that are topical would be a great product along with the tincture twice a day to address symptoms due to arthritis. We can't make claims and say that our products cure arthritis, but what we can say is that our products will address the symptoms due to arthritis. What are the symptoms due to arthritis? Stiffness, inflammation, pain. When you have all that, you can't sleep. Okay, so tincture twice in the morning, topical as needed on the hands, and 1 gummy at night. Can CBD be used to increase healing or injury recovery for diabetics? Well, CBD has been shown in research to have anti-diabetic properties. It helps to reduce blood sugar. How does it do that? Through the endocannabinoid system. There are receptors in the pancreas. These receptors not only decrease the inflammation in the beta cells that produce insulin, but these receptors help to bind in the pancreas, those cells, to put it back in balance to normalize blood sugar. So lots of studies show that. Our Hempranium 500 also have black seed in it. So that Hempranium 500 not only has a CBD that's an anti-diabetic, but it also has black seed, which is an essential oil that has been shown in research to rebuild the beta cells of the pancreas, to rebuild the cells that produce insulin. So all the insulin resistant folks can get a reduction in the inflammation in those cells so those cells can start to produce insulin properly. Great questions. So it's important to remember if you are a number 1, those are customers. If you're number 2, hopefully I've answered a lot of questions. I am going to put my email here, ritamd@wakanna.com. If you have other questions that you think about later on, but absolutely, if you were invited by someone on the line, then you want to reach out to them. You want to let them know where you are, if you're number 1, number 2, or number 3. So you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to move on for those who want to stay on the line and want to hear about our business. It is an amazing opportunity for you to think about and to look at. Let's see if I can find my slides here. Okay. So, what really is the big deal about cannabis? What is it? So, the big deal about cannabis is its explosive growth. And so, you know, that's part of our whole vision and mission here at Wakanna. Hope you, everybody needs to mute their line. Let's see who that is. think it's Miss Brown. Let's mute her out. Great. So the big deal about cannabis is its explosive growth, right? When we're looking at an opportunity, when we talk about business, looking at an industry that is going to be very explosive in growth, cannabis is that industry. In fact, they have deemed cannabis as the industry that is going to be the wealth creating industry that we're going to see in our lifetime. So despite this pandemic, despite that's all that's going on in the world, we have a recession-proof business here at Wakanna. In fact, it is expected this industry to grow by $22 billion in the next 2 years, and that's conservative. And again, all 4 co-founders here at Wakanna believe that the key to freedom is business ownership. And so let's talk about what makes Wakanna different. We're not the typical network marketing company. In fact, we are a hybrid. We are a hybrid of a micro franchise and a network marketing company that does not pay down to infinity. We pay down 7 levels deep. We have no business startup fees. We don't charge you for your website. We don't require any auto shipping. We don't require you balancing any legs or quotas. In fact, we offer free shipping over $50, and we have a balanced compensation plan, meaning that it is just not designed for that top 1%. It's designed for all of us to win. Also, your business is willable. It's willable. So you can will this business to your legacy, to your great, 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 great grandchildren. And we have customer support. We have a shared revenue pool that we're going to talk about. But more importantly, being your own boss allows you to spend more time with family in a home-based arena with unlimited income potential. So when we talk about dispensaries, this is what we think about, right? We think about a brick and mortar. We think about a business that at minimum is going to cost you $1 million, at minimum, and the high regulation on the cannabis side, on the marijuana side, is so prohibited that so many folks in our communities can't even take part of getting in. But here at Wakanna, there are 7 ways to earn income. 7 ways to earn income with your own online CBD dispensary, your own micro franchise. And so one way is through your online website. When you become a business partner and lock arms with us here at Wakanna, you earn money without holding any inventory. Each time your customer comes to your website, you earn between 20 and 50% commission. All of your customers get free shipping with orders over $50 during this pandemic. So they're getting affordable, natural, organic products that are what? Tested. All products have a certificate of analysis, and you are able to take advantage of having a 30-day free test drive. The only thing that we require when you do that 30-day free test drive is that you become certified through our Wakanna University that we're going to talk about briefly to continue to earn those credits. So the full crown jewel dispensary is the way to really start your business here with Wakanna. The full crown jewel dispensary is $998. It includes $1,500 worth of retail products that you can sell at a 50% profit margin. It also includes a broker key activation. What that means is that you can give away as many free 30-day online CBD dispensaries as your heart desires. And it also includes 2 vouchers to our Wakanna University. Our Wakanna University is where you learn everything about how the products work. You learn more about the endocannabinoid system. You learn about dosing. You learn about how to infuse products, how to understand branding and marketing, how to position yourself to be successful on social media platforms, and you get to advance to Sapphire for 6 months. And we'll talk about what Sapphire means. This entire package is $2,000 value that you get for $998. You can also split up that $998 in 2 payments, half payment now, and the other half in 30 days. So that's our full crown jewel dispensary. Our other starter packs are our millennial and our stimulus pack. These are $500 value, but it is $199.95. What are these packages include? Well, they give you $200 worth of retail products. These are products you can start taking, and you can even sell some of them. It comes with the broker key activation, meaning you can give away as many 30-day online websites as your heart desires. And it also comes with the Wakanna University admission, getting all of your business tools that you'll need to be successful. Learning again how the products work, learning how to explain the products, learning how to recommend products, learning about drug-drug interactions and dosing. Every time that you sell one of these packages, you earn $40. Every time you sell one of the full crown jewel dispensaries, you earn $200. So I meant to say that at the beginning. And then the Wakanna University can be purchased a la carte, meaning that you could come in and get that free 30-day test drive and purchase the Wakanna University so you can continue getting your commissions for the next lifetime, right? So that admission is for a lifetime. Again, you'll learn social media marketing, how to build a strong customer base, because we know that our business is built on having customers, how to make money in edibles, what cannabis companies you should be looking at investing on the stock market. CBD 101, compliance. Compliance is a really big part of our Wakanna University, learning on how to speak to customers in a compliant manner, learning how to share the business in a compliant manner, and how to understand your compensation. So the shared wealth pool is another way of earning income through Wakanna. And a shared wealth pool is when we, at the end of the month, as a company, share between 4 and 6% of our total revenue with our leaders. Now let's talk about what the leaders consist of. The leaders consist of sapphire dispensaries, ruby dispensaries, emerald dispensaries, and diamond dispensaries. A sapphire dispensary means that at the end of one calendar month, you have $10,000 in sales. A ruby dispensary means that you have $25,000 in sales, and an emerald dispensary means you have $50,000 in sales. Now that amount of sales is coming from customers, is coming to your website, folks that you're bringing on board that are purchasing full crown jewel dispensaries, folks that are purchasing our Wakanna University. But those sales cannot just be from your efforts alone. Those sales have to be made up of efforts that are coming from you and at least 2 or more business partners. So at Sapphire, 10,000, at Ruby, 25,000, at Emerald, 50,000, that amount of sales has to come from you and at least 2 or more business partners. And then our diamonds, 1-star diamond, $100,000 in sales in one calendar month, all the way up to 5-star diamond, $1 million in sales in one calendar month. Again, the efforts of those sales cannot just come from you. They have to come from, as a 1-star diamond and above, that 1/3 rule means they have to come from you and at least 3 or more business partners. So when that happens, when you hit sapphire, ruby, emerald, or diamond status, the company takes the outstanding shares of those leaders, and at the end of the month, you get 4% of our revenue on top of the sales and commissions that you're getting from those coming to your website, on top of the sales and the revenue from you selling full crown jewel dispensaries or stimulus dispensaries or millennial dispensaries, on top of your team and the overrides you're getting on everything that they're doing, you get 4% of the revenue. Now, as 1-star diamonds and above, they get an additional 2%. So they get an additional 2% on top of the 4% that they're already getting. So it's a really, really exciting way. Not sure how many of you on the line work for companies right now that give you 4 to 6% of their revenue at the end of the month. But here at Wakanna, we have a very unique compensation plan that does that. And then we also have a car allowance. No, you don't get a Mercedes-Benz, simmer down. But what you do get is $500 toward any car note that you have. That's our Diamond Lifestyle Reward that comes for those who hit 1-star diamonds and above. And then our trip to the motherland. To qualify for our annual trip, you must achieve diamond status for at least 2 consecutive months to qualify through our travel points. So we're taking a trip probably in 2021 right now to the motherland once this pandemic simmers down. So that is our business. That is the opportunity that we're able to offer you here at Wakanna. That is an additional stream of income that each and every one of us should be looking for, because times are rough. Here in Illinois, there are 100, I can't remember the number. It sounds crazy to say 100,000 people so far in Illinois that have applied for unemployment. You know, lots of folks won't be able to go back to work. Lots of folks have been laid off. So absolutely, this opportunity, which is home-based, which is recession-proof, which is unique in the network marketing industry, to have such a unique compensation plan. Again, we're not a traditional network marketing company. We're not a pyramid. What's a pyramid? Well, a pyramid is a company that sells positions. They have no product to sell, but they sell positions. So they pay you for bringing other people in. And that's all they do. That's a pyramid. We are not a pyramid. We have products that we sell, and we also have a compensation plan that doesn't pay down to infinity. It pays down 7 levels deep. So those folks who are doing the work like you, many of our business partners that are on the line, are the ones that are rewarded. So very, very unique compensation plan. If you have any questions about our compensation plan, you can put your questions in the chat. You can unmute yourself for any questions. I think Dr. Crawford had someone, I believe Dr. Rita stated Power Hemp. Yes, Power Hemp MD is that 750 milligram tincture for someone who is asking about COPD. Thank you, Dr. Crawford. So I'm so excited that you all stayed on and you're interested in the opportunity. If you are a guest, you need to contact the person that invited you. Thank them for really helping you to understand the difference between hemp and marijuana. Maybe you now have a better understanding that there's a part of the plant that gives us the health benefit without the high. We also have an opportunity here for you to lock arms with us to really help us push this movement forward, to help people understand that there are alternatives to your health that you can address in a holistic, organic, natural way through this amazing plant called cannabis. Does anyone have a question? It's awfully quiet on the line. Someone, please unmute yourself and give anyone, let's see, who can we call on? I really want to call on Dr. Roz if she's able to unmute herself. just to give one testimony of her customers, amazing customer testimonies this weekend that just really filled my heart with so much joy when I hear relief and improve their quality of life. Dr. Roz, are you out there?
I'm here, Dr. Rita.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Wonderful presentation. Yeah, I think I did have a guest on there. But
Good.
yeah, I told one the other day, here's the other one that was so just phenomenal. I have a friend, and I knew that he had been sick and really, really sick, heart disease, diabetes, on dialysis, just a plethora of things just hit him. And he's a well-known speaker, motivational speaker, and really got off his game, couldn't do anything anymore because of the illness in his body. So I told his wife, I said, listen, I'm just gonna give you guys something because I just know that this is going to assist him in what he's dealing with, and you know, there's so much potential here. Well, he totally ignored me. I don't want nothing. I don't want to talk about it. I just, you know, just totally, really emphatically just kind of threw me off. I'm like, goodness gracious, he really needs this. So anyway, let's go forward about a month later. Because I do a lot of watch parties of your videos, and I think he caught one of them, and he calls and says, I need to try some of that stuff you got.
I love when they say that stuff you got.
So anyway, got it over to him, made sure he had, because I know he was really seriously ill, sent him the Hemp MD, some gummies, and the pain relief. Hoping he's going to take it, you know, still knowing his attitude. He started taking it. His wife was being very, very religious because she was on board. And she started giving it to him religiously at the same time in the morning, same time in the evening. And just last week, after taking it for probably about 3 weeks, he calls back and says, great news. I went to dialysis and they told me my numbers are regular. They're not changing. They're not getting worse. He says, and I'm sleeping so good. He said, I haven't slept this good and I don't know when. He said, I don't know what this stuff is doing. Now listen, I sent him videos to watch. He hadn't watched a single video. But he finally just started saying, yes, absolutely, it's working. Absolutely, things are much, much better for him. And I just got excited about it. Just great testimony.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to more of what he's going to get from his doctors and et cetera.
Yeah, I had a lot of joy when I spoke with him on Saturday, I think it was. And, you know, again, we can't make any claims about our products, but what we can do is share with you on how others are doing when using the products and assisting with symptoms due to things like chronic renal failure. You know, we understand that once the kidney has failed and folks are on dialysis, it's not able to come back to normal. But what we're trying to do is just improve the quality of life, improve sleep, improve numbers so they don't get worse and they at least stay stable. And that's just a great testimony. Question from Dr. Crawford. Thank you, Dr. Roz. How does Wakanna assist with business development? So we have a whole business development section where we have our business development calls at 8 in the morning. We also have something called Workout Wednesday, where we help you to develop a strong customer base by using your list. We also have something now coming called the Sales Academy, which is going to be a powerful tool to help you with our business development and growing your business. We also assist through our Wakanna University and our certification. We have also our monthly hashtag, the Wakanna Difference, We really help business owners to understand how to share the opportunity, how to share the products in a compliant way. You know, that is really important, that we're helping you to protect your micro franchise and protecting our company. So we have a lot of tools that assist with business development. We have brochures. And again, we have quarterly conferences. We have such an abundance of things that occur daily, that occur monthly, and occur quarterly to really assist with your business development. Great question, Dr. Crawford. Hopefully I answered your question. So just find out from the person who invited you what your next steps are so that we can get you locked in, tuned in, and engaged with our movement here at Wakanna, because truly it is a movement. It's much bigger than that bottle of CBD. It is a movement, and it is time to pay attention to this industry, a very explosive industry. We want to take back not only our wealth, but really our health, because we can't move into that wealthy place if we're in poor health. So let's get plugged in, let's get connected. Ask to join our Facebook page, Wakanna for Life Facebook page. We would love to have you. Have a great rest of your afternoon. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.